It's time for Riff Tracks.
Copyright by Riff Tracks, all rights reserved.
Jimmy and Bill like to go hiking in the woods.
Coronet's new
There
In
are
Media
always
Res
things to
series.
do and things to see. And it's always pleasant resting on the bank of the stream. Look,
The blood harvest is saved.
Yeah, you let us here, but don't get cocky. We're drinking because we want to. Horse voice.
well, this is a good place for horses to drink, isn't it? It makes Jimmy thirsty.
Please stop that, Jimmy.
Can we pet your doggies?
They're like bikes, but with faces.
Oh, God, it's the Henderson boys. Keep your wallet hidden, and for the love of God, don't feed them.
Now, what do you suppose Jimmy is going to do?
Hard to say. He's such a complex, multifaceted individual.
Well, he's thirsty, and he wants a drink of water. But he is stopped by his brother. What's the matter, Jimmy wants to know.
See? No
He's
more
thirsty,
horse urine.
and the
It's
water
fine.
looks so good and cool. But Bill says he should not drink that water, no matter how good it looks.
Think of it as nature's Pepsi.
Why not? Do you know why we shouldn't drink water from a stream, or a lake, or a swimming pool?
Yeah, because ditch water contains
Because
more
even though
free
animals
leaves.
drink it, and it looks clean, water that we don't know is pure might make us sick.
Speaking of sick, Jimmy has some drawings
Of
he'd
course,
like to
Jimmy
show
is
us.
still thirsty. There. A drinking fountain. It's all right to drink here.
It's open for all,
When
like a
you're
lunch
thirsty,
counter or a bus
water
seat.
is wonderful. Every day, wherever we are, we get thirsty and we need water. Do you know why?
Or do you just drink it like a bunch of
The
sheep?
birds in the forest need water.
Honestly, when it comes to water, I can take it or leave it. Quack.
Duck
All
voice.
the animals need water too.
The deer paused, transfixed by the sight of Moose Baby.
So do plants. Without it, they dry up and wither and finally die.
And now Farmer Brown can't feed his family, so
yes,
he gets the
all
gun.
living things must have water to drink, including Bill and Jimmy. And you. Do you know why you need water?
Because the script never really addresses it. I could use a little help.
Water is a part of our skin and blood and even our bones. In fact, nearly 2/3 of the body is made up of water.
Well, more if you swallow
This
the entire
is
water cooler.
constantly changing. We take in new, clean water, and the body uses it. Then the used water leaves the body, carrying away things the body no longer needs.
Like toxins and impure thoughts.
You've blown your breath against the cold glass and watched the glass steam over, haven't you? Did you know it is water in your breath that you see on the cold glass?
You thought it was your soul
Water
escaping your
your
body,
body is
didn't you,
giving
Billy?
Billy.
Whenever you breathe, you are giving off water from your body. And of course, this happens all the time.
Basically, you're turning into a mummy.
What's this? Another race? On your mark, get set, go. They're going to be hot from this.
Flabby losers. I taught my kids to bully these kids. I'm not a
Look
good
at
dad.
Jimmy. He's perspiring. This is another way our bodies give off wastewater.
I'm wasting water
skin
like
in
Patrick
perspiration.
Ewing here.
And of course, when we go to the toilet, our bodies give off wastewater. So we need fresh water every day to replace the water our bodies give off.
Now it's our chance to see that dead kid on the railroad tracks. Come on.
In our towns and cities all over the country, many people work together to be sure all of us have good, fresh, clean water as we need it.
To spray the
Where
bratty
does
cage
this
off my
water come
lawn.
from? It comes from lakes for some communities, for others from streams,
Others simply raid water from
For
the
others,
weakling
from
lake and
water
stream
towers.
people.
into which the water is pumped from deep wells. But how are we sure the water is pure?
As long as there isn't a dead mouse in it, I'm good to
Before
go.
the water comes to us, it is cleaned. This is a settling basin, where heavy dirt in the water settles to the bottom.
Please, I drank heavy dirt every day, and I
Sometimes
turned
the
out
water is
fine.
cleaned by spraying it in the air.
Sure.
Sometimes dirty water is sent through a building called a filtration plant.
Yep, definitely a filtration plant and not some random gutter.
Filter.
And it comes out clean.
I don't know.
Inside the filtration plant, chemicals are added to the water to get rid of harmful germs.
And to help the CIA embed messages in your mind. Who was that guy?
The chemicals are thoroughly mixed in the water.
Chemicals.
When the water is clean and sparkling, it is carried through large pipes called water mains and through smaller pipes to our homes, so we will have clean, pure water.
Waste it on that whole lawn of yours. Go ahead, we'll make more.
But there are things we must do to be sure the water we drink is pure.
I always add a splash of bleach to
One
mine.
glass? No, 2 glasses. One for Bill and one for Jimmy.
Without Bill, Jimmy would have died
We don't
ages
share
ago.
glasses or cups. We drink only from clean glasses or clean cups. And we don't waste water. At mealtime in most homes, we find a glass of water at each plate.
Except Father, who downs his usual quart of Bushmills.
It's all right to drink some water at mealtimes, to sip a little, between bites, as Bill is doing.
Bill is a very talented sipper. He might make state.
But Jimmy is going to have to learn not to use water to wash down his food. He should chew his food well and swallow it before taking a sip of water.
One day, Jimmy will look upon people with a GED like
The
gods.
end of a meal. That's a good time to have a large drink of water if you want it.
By then, there's plenty of
So you
resentment
see,
to choke
while we
down.
need water, pure water, every day, we must know when and how to drink the water we need.
Finally, the how to drink water short the world was waiting for.
The next time you take a drink of water, think of what you know about the water we drink.
Think about what I know?
And
Isn't it
think
enough that
about
I
other
know it,
things
you
that
monster?
You can find out. Do you remember how Bill stopped Jimmy from drinking at the stream?
AKA Bill's most
Do
painful
you know
regret.
why we never drink such water? We drink only water we know is good to drink. And a fountain of this type shows you the water is good and pure.
If you ignore the gum and
Watch
mashed
how
cigarette
Jimmy
butts.
He's careful not to let his lips touch the fountain. This keeps the water clean for Jimmy and for Bill.
To demonstrate, we've flayed
Water
Jimmy.
is an important
damn
part
you,
of our
Boltons.
bodies, and we need to take in new, clean water every day. Do you know where the water comes from that you drink in your community?
I assumed it had to do with my weekly
Wouldn't you like
sacrifices
to find out how
Poseidon.
your community makes its water pure? Do you know why we don't share drinking glasses or cups with each other?
Because some of us are lizard people who leave traces of venom in
You
them
know
after
any
every
more
sip.
rules
That's
for
why.
when to drink water and when not to drink. At school, do you have rules for taking turns at the drinking fountain?
Or does your school take a more
Do
Lord
you
of the
know
Flies
why
approach
you
to
should never
hydration?
put your hands into a drinking fountain? Do you know why you should never push or shove anyone taking a drink?
Oddly enough, garroting is
Do
permitted.
you know how to do your part to be sure you and others have the clean water you need to drink each day?
And no, Jimmy, melting the polar ice caps with a giant laser gun is not the right answer.
Jimmy. Damn it, Jimmy.
It's time for Riff Tracks.
Copyright by Riff Tracks, all rights reserved.